Hello, hello, hello. It's another wonderful Thursday with my good friend Jason Caraway as we talk about being global. We talk about real estate and how we can sell it all over the globe and how we can encourage other agents to be like us and get busy having global domination. How are you today, Jason? You're looking mighty beachy.
Well, good afternoon. I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am not looking so beachy because in Louisville, Kentucky, it's gotten cool, you all. The heat had to get turned on and I've got long sleeves on, so I'm not feeling too good. Pool got closed last week, so I need to start getting into the what we do every day, which is talk about selling real estate in the islands. And I was on a call earlier today talking about Aruba. You and I were having a conversation
Nice.
about Bahamas, which
Right.
you've got a big project coming up there, and
We
so
do.
those are the conversations I love to have because then we get to look forward to actually visiting and going to those spots and not having to worry about the Kentucky cold.
That's what keeps me warm when the temperatures start to drop. You just get to work on and think about all these projects we're involved in and the ones we're going after next, and pretty exciting. So I did hear it did get cold over there in Kentucky, though.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Well, in 10 days, I think it's 10 days, I get to go to Miami. You and I are going to see each other there. We've got our
Yes.
EXP conference happening, which is going to be 5 solid days of all kinds of great stuff, breakout sessions, masterminds, everything that's going on. We're even going to be talking about how to get into selling global real estate. We do a lot of that. This is what the purpose of this webinar that we do every other Thursday is to talk about that. And, again, agents reach out to us every day and they want to say, well, how do you do this, Stephanie? How do you do this, Jason? How we got into selling global real estate, you all, is first off, we take our sphere of influence, we take our past clients, we take our present clients, and we start to have conversations with them. And we say, have you ever thought about owning a vacation home? Or have you ever thought about investing in an Airbnb? Are you looking to own a short-term rental? What are their goals? Because you would be surprised at how many people actually want this into their portfolio, or they want a legacy property in the Caribbean or somewhere else. And then you start to seek people like us in the business so that we can help you plug in to all the real estate that exists out there. Commission is paid. You will earn commission. You don't have to go out and achieve licensing in all these places. It comes to you in a big, large referral fee, but it's connecting with people like us so that we can guide you and do that. And that's one of the big reasons why we're at eXp Realty, because we do have that one brokerage that's open in a slew of countries and across the nation so that we can have that type of collaboration. And developers like Jason, who's also a real estate broker, chose to work with eXp agents early on because he wanted agents that had the ability to market his product globally and on that larger scale.
Yeah, it's funny. And to your point about with the global reach of eXp, and I've had a lot of agents reaching out to me over the last few weeks. And as we progress more and more with, we're building our partnership together and we're having more exposure and contact and being in contact with more people are beginning to reach out, because as you carve out your niche, and for us, it's global Caribbean and coastal real estate. I mean, that's what we do. And that's what you and I are partnered on. But whatever your niche is with eXp, as you begin to expand your presence and connect with these other agents, you also expand your presence in the marketplace as a whole. And so people have there's just a larger platform. If people begin to connect you with that niche, they're going to reach out to you for whatever those needs are in that particular space. And as you mentioned, I'm primarily a developer and a fund manager, and I've been a broker for 20 years, but I largely had veered away from doing any, active listing per se. Yeah. But it's funny because I'm getting calls now on a regular basis. Like I got a call this week from a gentleman down in Costa Rica. He said, hey, we have 250 acres oceanfront, 4 miles of beachfront. Could you help us sell it? This is what you do.
Yeah.
Could you help us sell it? And I'm going, yeah, absolutely, we can help you sell that. And so it's one of those things that if we don't develop it, can at least facilitate the sale, the transaction. And that's something that we can offer as we bring in partners into EXP from other brokerages, and they get involved with what we're doing to be able to assist in selling these deals that we're working on. Well, that's going to expand your presence as well. You will eventually start getting these calls like this as you build out your place in the niche you want to be in. So.
That's right. And, you know, it's funny. With the first time I ever branched outside of the U.S., I branched out of Kentucky a long time ago. But when I branched out of the U.S. for the first time, it was into the Dominican Republic. And it was because I met a gentleman in New Jersey. Right. So it wasn't that he was in the Dominican Republic. He was a property owner in the Dominican Republic, but he lived in New Jersey. The next deal was a property owner who lived in Washington, D.C., but he owned property in Costa Rica. And so you have no idea of the people that are around you or around your network that own in these other markets. And that's how it all got started for me. And again, you know, the connectivity. And once you get into the marketplace, they start to find us.
Right.
And then that's what Jason and I are seeking. We're seeking other people with the drive that we do, with the passion for wanting to do it. And hey, they want to have fun as we do it, because we like to have fun too. And, you know, you don't have to know how to sell property today in Costa Rica. We're going to teach you that. That's what we're going to teach you.
and that's the other part. I mean, we're at a point in our careers where we want to have fun, but you can start that process on the early part of your career. You just have to decide if this is something that's exciting and you want to be a part of, you know, coastal Caribbean development, vacation properties. There's a big space for people to jump in and be a part of that and really grow your business. And it is an exciting space to be in, because, you know, every once in a while duty calls and you have to go down and check out some of these destinations and see what's going on at your projects and see the different properties and do the tours and stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
There's nothing better than sitting down at tax time and arguing with your CPA that trip to Costa Rica or Dominican Republic or Bahamas was really not a vacation. It was business. And then showing them that listing online and saying, here's proof, because, you know, it is a write-off at that point. I mean, 100%. It's the best of both worlds at that moment. And so, you know, it can happen. You know, here's what I love. This is a preview of something that we're going to be exposed to at EXPCon. And, you know, EXP Luxury is something that not every agent out there has got to, you know, has had the opportunity to experience. But what EXP Luxury has put together for those of us that are in that luxury space is just, I mean, bar none, some of the best marketing ability, some of the best elevated platform ability, the presentation ability, the plug and play of just I mean, it's just so hard to explain it. It's almost like you got to show it, but just the difference in the branding, the websites, you know, the marketability of who you are, it's just completely a different look of elevation and so forth. Well, it's going to be announced at EXP, and we're going to go ahead and give it a preview because I already know about it, and who cares, right? I'm going to tell it anyway. I'll get my hand slapped next week when we go there, right, Jason? But they're launching this in every global market that we're in. And so we're going to get to have luxury in every single country that's out there, which is huge, because that's exactly what I've been wanting for years, you know, the last few years, because, you know, as I've expanded into, you know, Edinburgh, Scotland, and UK and Mexico and Virgin Islands and all these different places, that's exactly what we need, is access to that same kind of presentation content, because what we're doing in these islands, you know, we're not selling junk. We're not selling outhouses. This is luxury real estate, isn't it, Jason?
High-end properties. Yeah.
Super, super high-end property. Expensive property, but also reachable property, you know, touchable property. And a lot of times property that we bring and sell into the sphere, you know, a lot of times that's exactly who my clientele ends up being outside of the US, is my clients in the US. But also too, with this luxury branding that gets us in all these different global publications, then we get exposed to all these different markets out there that does get us some of these different countries that are looking to invest. Because look, you know, having listings in different parts of Mexico and different parts of South America. Look, I only speak English, so I mean, I'll be the first to admit I use Google Translate like crazy on my phone. When I'm in Costa Rica, I'm sitting there talking through Google Translate. I mean, I did try to learn another language. I just didn't retain it. Okay. And it's okay. I still do well. Jason, have you picked up another language?
You know, I've tried. It's so funny because from a guy from rural Southeast Texas, for some reason I thought it was a good idea to take 4 years of French.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, right. As opposed to just taking Spanish that I could have used every single day of my life, you know, in my construction and development career. So that's on me. But
oh my God!
At any rate, yeah, exactly. At any rate, I use a fair amount of Google Translate too, so I think it's very popular.
But it works. You know, we get by. It works. It gets by. But hey, if you're bilingual, we really want to talk to you.
Oh, that's
no,
pretty funny.
But there is so many opportunities out there, and you know, I'll never forget actually physically being in Costa Rica about 20 months ago, and I had a gentleman reach out to me. I put a post on LinkedIn. Took a picture of a resort we were there listing, physically there listing a resort, an entire hotel resort, all inclusive, and gave a little sneak peek. And an agent messaged me and said, "Are you really in Costa Rica?" And I'm like, well, what kind of question is that? Like, who would put a fake picture on, you know? So I take another picture and I was overlooking Nicaragua. So I took a picture and said, here's one of, that's Nicaragua, because that was the part of Costa Rica I was in. Flew into Liberia and drove an hour and a half north. So anyway, I said, yes. He goes, I want to talk to you. And that was about 18 months ago. He came over from Remax, and he's doing exactly what he wanted to do, what he called me for that day. And that was, he wanted to do what I was doing. He was bored with Louisville, Kentucky. He was bored with just selling houses. He was bored with just doing what everybody told him he should do, which was open houses and calling FSBOs and looking for expires. He was bored with just doing what the normal agent does. And so now, yes, he still does some local real estate, but he's also incorporated this global real estate into what he does. And he spends a few months a year in other countries because he can, doing deals. And then he spends the rest of his time in the US doing deals. Yeah. And I spend most of my time in Louisville, Kentucky, but I'm doing deals everywhere. And so it can be done many, many different ways.
Yeah, that's the exciting part about just having that reach. And we talk about it on a regular basis, but it's growing out past your local market and having that opportunity to connect with people in different countries. I mean, you know, as you know, and as everyone knows listening, I'm really big on the recruiting side for EXP, and I really enjoy building teams and connecting with people, meeting new people. That for me has been so much fun, because now all of a sudden it's just, I can just look at the map around the globe and where do we have a presence? And if we don't, how can we build one there? And how can we bring on team members? Because again, we're talking to people all over the world. It's literally global, and that's legitimate. When we say it's global real estate, it truly is. And it makes it very exciting to get to connect with these people.
The other thing I love too, Jason, is, you know, neither one of us have ever been in the space of, you know, signing up buyers and putting them in our car and showing them homes. That was never our model. You know, more on the commercial side, more on the listing side of things was my model. And same with Jason, and then also the developing side. But, working with buyer representation, and now it's all changed for realtors, now they do have to get buyer compensation agreements ahead of time, which is something we had to do in commercial forever. I mean, that's just normal. That was normal part of practice. Well, in global real estate, it's always been a normal part of practice too, right? Because they are wanting you to hunt for them exactly what it is that they're seeking. Because when clients come to me and they're saying that they want an island property, for example, whether it's a house, whatever the case might be, they might be wanting, it might qualify to look in several different islands or several different countries. It's a search. We're putting out feelers. They understand that is something that has to be compensated, and it's a hefty compensation. This isn't little fee. I mean, this is a good payday for people. And so that's why we love to educate you, because as agents worry or feel like their business may be, what's the word I'm looking for? Just
plateaued,
or flat. Maybe your business feels flat. I've always been that type of agent or broker, rather, that I always needed to pivot, and I always needed to bring some excitement in so that I could get, 26 years in the business, you all. Sometimes after you do something for so long, you got to keep it exciting. You got to keep bringing in something new. I get bored really easily. So I always have to bring something in that keeps me going, that keeps that fire in my belly. And so that's what global real estate does for me. But it also allows for me to always have something going, to where if real estate's flat because of interest rates or whatever's happening in my market, who cares? Because this is always happening. Because this over here, this is trophy property. This is trophy asset. People buying this, they can buy anytime.
That's very true,
Jason.
Yeah, no, I know for a fact it's a completely different market, and
completely different mindset of people.
Completely different group of buyers and sellers. 100%. So, yeah, it's very interesting. It's a lot of fun. Tell us, tell a little bit about EXPCon, Stephanie, and what that's going to look like in Miami. This is going to be my first trip this year. So, what should I expect?
EXPCon is something for everybody. I mean, if you're a new to the business agent, you have an opportunity to go into masterminds with some of the biggest producers in the business and just learn from all their systems of what's going to work, what you can bring back and pour into your business. If you want to incorporate AI into your business, there's going to be specialists doing that. You name it, it's all going to be there. There's so much. And I know you looked at the agenda and said, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? Well, you got to pick and choose what's right for you. If you're at that stage of your career where it's time to build a team, you can break out into those breakout sessions and learn from the best teams in the country on how you build the team. At what point do you hire staff? How do you hire staff? There's something for everyone. Luxury is going to have an entire breakout session. In luxury, we're going to be there talking about global. We're going to be talking about fractional real estate. We're going to be talking about all the different types of ways to sell real estate. There's so much there that, there's nothing that you're not going to miss. There's going to be a whole breakout on commercial real estate, because EXP Commercial is a sister company to EXP Realty, and it's all about commercial real estate across the U.S. So there's something for everybody. There's also the attraction series. And so, Jason, that's going to be something that you're going to want to do because you love team building. You love building. You love introducing EXP to other agents. So you're going to want to sit in there and you're going to want to hear from Brent Gove and Gene Frederick. And these are guys that are earning 7 figures a month on revenue share.
Yeah, that's incredible.
These guys built real estate businesses. They built real estate companies for years. They got to the point of retirement. They don't need to sell houses or do deals anymore, but they love building people like you do, Jason. And they love introducing something that's good to people. And when they know it's going to benefit somebody, they've got to tell them about it. And they do a very good job. And because they do a very good job at it, they're earning 7 figures a month in revenue share because that's how this company works. You build it, you earn it. I love it.
I love that too.
You're profitable without being liable. That's what this company is. You're profitable without being liable. You're earning revenue for building it. It's just, there's so many different ways to be successful in this company, but more importantly, there's so many people that whatever it is and wherever you want to take your business, there's plenty of people that have already been there and done that are willing to help you and take it. We get into the business, like we go back, and of course, EXP didn't exist in 1999 when I got into the business. I think of how long I fumbled and we struggled, we made mistakes. We learn by our mistakes, right? And that's okay. That was our opportunity. That was our opportunity. But imagine being able to get into the business or get into a company like EXP now and to be able to just know what works.
Yeah, with all the resources and all the contacts that are available here, with all the people that have, like you said, they've traveled down this road already, and they can really help contribute and teach how to build these big teams and build a network within EXP. Yeah,
absolutely. And marketing, things evolve in this industry. Every time I turn around, there's something new to build your business. YouTube's been huge for a few years now. And I'm sure there's even more out there that I don't even know about. So EXPCon for me is so I can catch up on everything that I've been too busy missing out on. I don't know. Maybe there's a new social media that launched that I don't even know about, Jason. Maybe we're missing something as we speak now. I have no idea. But we go to EXPCon so that we're in the know. And this is where massive announcements get made. And I'm sure Glenn, our founder, he always brings something huge to EXPCon. We always sit in that audience and general session and go, oh my God, oh my. Every year we think it could never get any better, and it constantly does. And so there'll be a lot of shockers, all in the positive, and those are the fun and awesome surprises. So I'm excited. I'm excited because Leo Pereira, our CEO, has done an amazing job educating this industry and talking through. I mean, he's been on every major news station talking through this entire NAR settlement situation. He's brought great leadership, so I'm excited for that. But no, I mean, we're entering, 2025 with it. We do EXPCon this time of year because it's setting you up to start 2025 with success. And that's what I love about it. We do it in October. It gives us 2 months to get it all implemented. And then 2025, we're off and running. So
hit the ground running. Yeah, sounds exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
And this is the time too, where agents start thinking. They start thinking about it. Okay, is now the time that I need to start looking at my career and what do I want it to be for the next 5 years? What is my 5-year plan?
Yeah, it's a great time for goal setting if you're talking 2 months out before the first of the year, and you can get really drilled in on your goals, lay those out, get prepared, and then come the first of the year, start to implement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, always ask people, and I challenge people with this because look, I was one of those people that I wasn't looking for EXP. EXP kind of found me. And then I always said, actually, my father gave me this advice, and he raised me this way. He said, you know, there will be a lot of opportunity that's going to come your way. And here's the deal. You don't have to take every single one, but every time a door opens, you walk through it and you see what it has to offer. You can always come right back out. And so you got to walk through every door and see what something has to offer. And so now's that time that you walk through the door and see what there is to offer. So when I did that back in 2017, I didn't come back out of that door because I saw something so big and I knew what I was going to do with it. And that's where I am today, almost 7 years later at EXP. And now, instead of just being local to Louisville, Kentucky, we've built this global business that is just tremendous. And I'm thrilled with it and still going and going. And, you know, I ask people and agents all the time, you know, look at your business right now. What's not going right with your business? You know, you always ask people, oh, how's your business? Oh, my business is phenomenal. It's great. It's good. No, I want you to tell me what's not going right with your business. Because when you start to think about it and you write it down, there's a lot of things. And so back in 2017, that's what I did to myself. I said, okay, Stephanie, what's not going right in your business? And what was not going right in my business was that I was flat. There was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to climb. I was already at the top. Where else was I going to go? I was limited. There was nowhere else to go where I was. I was already at the top. The problem is the top at that company was just a little bitty anthill. I needed to go to a big company so I could really start to climb that mountain. And now that mountain's up here and I'm about right here. So I got a long way to go. But that's why it's fun again. That's why it's fun again. That's why the fire's back. That's why the passion's back.
Yeah. And EXP provides the platform for it.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Good stuff. Well, I'm looking forward to the event. It's going to be good.
It is. It's going to be awesome. Well, I love doing this with you on Thursdays. We're going to miss EXPCon week because it'll fall on that week, but maybe we'll do next week or something. We'll fit one in. We'll get one fitted. We'll figure it out. We'll be back for sure. But look, reach out to us. Our emails are here. Message us, call us. We'll have a one-on-one. We'll both meet with you. One of us will meet, whatever it is. Ask us any type of questions. Look, a lot of what we do is just have conversation. There's no pressure here. You know, I love having conversation with agents all over this country. There's been numerous times I've had conversations and they're just genuine relationship builders. That's it. Just relationship builders. And at some point we're going to do business together, whether that's a referral down the road, you know, whether we do business because we start selling global real estate. Maybe you decide you want to talk about EXP. Maybe you don't, but whatever, let's just reach out and have a conversation. Sound good?
Y'all jump on board. Thanks for your time.
Thank you all. We'll see you next time.